Hi everyone, this is Kathy Grosskirk with Bookkeeping Clean and Simple, and today I wanted to go ahead and get into some of the basics of getting started with QuickBooks Online. This is a video designed for mostly end users who have never really used QuickBooks Online before and want to know how to go ahead and get started in using it, to include how to go about acquiring it. So this video may be a little bit longer than my normal video, but I wanted to make sure I captured everything that I could, even though I am going to be spending probably a little bit longer time than normal. This is going to be a high-end overview. And some of the stuff that I talk about in this video is covered in more depth than other videos that I have done. So make sure you go to my YouTube channel, do some searching on those topics, so that way you can get a little bit more deep dive. But I'm just trying to hit on some of the major things that you will need to kind of get up and running. So with that said, I hope that you will subscribe to my channel, share it with others. Like I said, my goal here is to try to help you maximize your usage of QuickBooks desktop and online platforms. And even though I target mostly accountant users, anyone who benefits from this information is welcome to join us. So with that said, I am in the Kathy's Bookkeeping test file here, and I am on the home page, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. But before I do, I want to make sure that those of you who have never used QuickBooks Online and want to acquire it, well, this is the best way to do that. So I'm going to switch gears here real quick so you can see what I recommend as far as purchasing it for the first time. Okay, so as you can see, I am partnered with Complete Business Group, and one of the things about my partnership with Complete Business Group, they offer some of the best pricing on QuickBooks solutions to various clients, and I am pleased to be a member of their partnership. So I actually have a landing page that they created for me. So as we scroll through here, you can see that if you are interested in QuickBooks software and hosting options, you can go down here and click open this link right here. What this will do is give you an option to select QuickBooks Online, so that way you can make the comparisons of the prices. And if this is a multi-company order, you can either choose yes or no. That's just assuming that you're not a multi-company order here. And then it gives you the pricing for all the different levels. I usually recommend starting out with Essentials. Essentials is going to provide you with the ability to be able to record bills if you want to track your bill payments and such. Usually QuickBooks Plus is one of those subscription levels that you'll probably end up moving up to. But if you don't have like the use for budgeting or having locations or tracking classes or anything like that, then you can start off with Essentials and upgrade. But generally recommended for most is Plus if you use those capabilities. And then you can compare the prices. Now, if you go through Intuit directly, you're going to pay MSRP, or at best, you're going to get a 50% discount for 3 months. But with the special pricing for the people who order through my landing page, you get this 30% off for 1 year. Okay, so this is the pricing for the Plus, and then the pricing for the Essentials. So then you would just go through here and fill out this form, and I can help you with that if you need me to, but most of this is mostly self-explanatory. What I will suggest you do is that if you are interested in doing invoicing out of QuickBooks, there's a section down here where you can tell them that you're interested in payments, or actually I think they actually set you up a payments account if you don't have one when you're ordering QBO for the first time. So that's something else to keep in mind. But you never ever want to go through Intuit directly. You always want to go through a partner reseller. And I will be transparent and let you know that I do receive a percentage of the sales, but that just helps me to continue to put out the good content that I'm putting out for you. So with that said, I just wanted to be transparent about that. But check out this link, and I will put all the links in the description so that way you will have those, okay? So anyway, let's get back to QBO now so we can go on to the next topic and talk about the home page. Okay, so now that we're back to the home page, there's a little bit in here that I'm going to cover. Like I said, nothing in depth, but as you go through the home page and once you get everything set up, and that's also something that I can help you with if you need help with setup. So this is beyond the setup phase. You're in here actually ready to start recording transactions and stuff. So you see that there's some shortcuts here that you can do, like if you want to go ahead and get paid, if you want to create invoices and record expenses and creating checks and all that. And I would imagine you're probably not going to spend too much time in these areas, but these are actually good if you want to actually go in here and create invoices, record expenses and stuff like that. And you can actually go in here and edit these shortcuts and remove some of these things that you won't need and all that. So I'm not going to go into depth in any of that. But from here, you can see if you have any tasks needing to be done. And in this case, we have the categorize these transactions being listed first. So from here, you can actually go to the banking center. And this is where, and I'm going to go ahead and click on this link so you can see. This is where the heart of the matter or the meat of the matter comes in. So one of the things that you're going to see is that, and what's real important is that you want to make sure you link all the checking and savings accounts along with your credit cards. And even some cases you can do lines of credit. I usually don't recommend doing lines of credit because that can add another level of complexity. But very minimum, you want to link your checking, your savings, and your credit card accounts to QuickBooks Online, because what it's going to do is it's going to pull in those transactions. And as you go through here, you're going to be able to determine how to categorize them and also how to make sure that they are entered so you don't have to enter them all by hand. Now, I have videos talking about adding transactions and matching, and what you're going to end up doing is you're going to try to match whatever you can that's already entered, such as invoices or bills, or maybe you enter expenses so that way you can break those out before they come in through the bank feed, and that's perfectly okay to do. But as you enter these transactions here, what you want to do is you want to try to match to what's already matched. And of course you want to make sure that these are true matches before you enter those. But let's say for the sake of argument here, we have all these payments, and these are going back over several months because this is a test file that I have, and this stuff is way behind. So you can actually do a lot of this stuff in batch, which is really great. I just did a video on batch entering transactions and things. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that first transaction, hold down shift to do the rest of these, and then we can batch accept these. Again, you want to make sure all of these are pointing to the right accounts. And the way that you can do that real quick before I even do accept is you can go ahead and click on any of these and it tells you what it's trying to match up to. And to the extent that QuickBooks Online does this pairing feature, makes it pretty easy. Now, like I said, the first few times you're using it, you want to make sure it's pairing up to the right ones. And then once you're sure, and as you go through and keep everything up to date, it should work like clockwork. So I'm going to go ahead and batch accept all these, and that's going to move them into what we call the categorized area. So if you go back up here, and we're not going to look in the categorized area, but that would be where those would go, and they will actually also go into the bank register. So all these transactions are what we call non-posting transactions while they're in for review. And then there's some transactions you can exclude, such as if you had a break in bank feeds and you have some duplicates going on in there, or if you also have transactions that you have to handle in a different way where it won't readily match to something that's coming through the bank feed, then you can exclude it. Okay, so that's one thing about the banking center that's real important. And like I said, I do individualized instruction on this stuff. So if you want a more deeper dive than that, then you can reach out to me. I'll have my contact information in the description and as well as at the end of this video. So moving on, I'm going to go to the Reports Center, which you can get to by scrolling down. And I don't have, yes, I do. On the bookmarks area, I've bookmarked the reports, and this is something I haven't covered yet. You can actually, in the left navigation, you can actually modify this to put the bookmarks that you use the most in this section right here, so that way you're not having to find them. So we have different reports that we can run, and you can favorite any of these by first searching by report name, where you can go ahead and start typing. And as you can see, as you start typing the name, you should be able to find the report. And then once you're able to find the report, then you can put a green star next to it, and that'll put it up here in this favorites. And you can also customize reports. And I haven't done that with this file yet, but you can take any of these reports and modify them in such a way that you can get what you want. But at very minimum, if you are using invoicing and bill paying, you want to make sure that you have all your accounts receivable and accounts payable type of reports. And you also want to make sure you have at least your balance sheet, profit and loss, and your statement of cash flows. And that's just my minimum recommendation. There's probably other reports that you can add to this that you may want to do that. But you can go through each of these areas here, and there's several sections too, such as the business overview, who owes you, sales and customers, what you owe, expenses and vendors, and employees if you have any of the payroll and stuff turned on. So anyway, I know that that's kind of a high-end overview of everything, but like I said, I didn't want to do any deep dives in here. So if any of this stuff you would be interested in learning more about, then you can schedule a free initial consult with me. I have my Calendly links here and my email address here. Reach out to me. And again, I can help you with filling out that landing page if you need me to, but most of it's pretty self-explanatory. So I hope this helps you today. Y'all have a wonderful day. Take care, everyone, and we will see you very soon.